As I mentioned earlier, the process is going to be simple and very easy to follow. I'd like all the participants to be able to catch up easily. So it's not going to be a very fast process. We're just going to take it very slow and easy. If you have any questions, anything you'd like to ask me, any tips, queries, please feel free to message in the chat section. I'll definitely get back to you on that. These sessions are recorded. So if you are not able to catch up, or if you've joined late and finding it difficult to maintain your speed, we do post these sessions on our YouTube channel. I will be sharing the link in the chat section where you will be able to find that. The session will be posted after the class is done. I'm using acrylic paints, but if you have watercolor, that's fine as well. Just make sure that your paint is completely dry before you proceed on to the next section. The paper that I generally use is 300 GSM watercolor paper. This ensures that the paper is thick, and while I layer on it, it doesn't crumple or tear. If you're using thin paper, please make sure you do not go over it several times while painting, and try to do it in one go, because then that will tend to tear the paper. As I mentioned, I just shared the link in the chat section that has all the materials that I use. So that'll give you an idea of what art materials are generally what we recommend. If you have any white patches, you can go ahead and go over it once more, and that'll give you a more even appearance. For my next section, I'm going to be using a more dark blue shade. I'm going to slightly mix that with my light blue shade to create my water body. Again, I'm using a thick fat brush, and it's flat and going in the same direction that I was doing before. So I've just added a bit of my light blue shade to my very dark blue, and I'm just blending those two in. I'm going to add dark blue in sections here and then just blend so as to create that beautiful watery effect. We will not be going all the way down because we will be doing some land section there. It's fine if you've gone all the way down, we can overlap it, but we can just leave a bit of this section blank so that we can add the land portion of our painting. So there, I'm just going to be stopping there for now. Just even that all out. For those who joined me late, my name is Pooja, and I'm taking these free art lessons every Thursday. I've just shared a link in the chat section, and that can tell you a little bit more about what we do at Palak Studio Inc. These are free lessons, but we also conduct paid lessons. There's a link to donate in case you'd like to do that. It helps us keep up these lessons for free. There's also a Google review option, and I would request everyone to please leave me a Google review if you like the session once we are done with the artwork today. If you have any queries, please feel free to ask them in the chat section, and I'll address them as we go along. I'd also like to know where all of you are joining from, so you can mention your city in the chat section. It would be great to know where each one of you are from, and I can probably mention that as we go along. All right. So next, we're going to be doing our mountains. For this section, please make sure that this section is entirely dry. I'm going to be using purple paint. Crystal is joining us from Colorado. That's great, Crystal. So happy you could join us today. So I'm going to be just drawing the mountains here so that you know what we are going to be doing. And then if you feel confident, you can go ahead and do this directly with paint as well. So I'm just drawing out the outline of the mountains first so that everyone can see clearly what we are going to be painting. And I'm going to be filling that up with a thicker brush. All right, so our mountains are done. And we're going to wait for that to dry before going over it with a bit of white and adding some snow-capped um, appearance to the mountain. Next, we're going to be using black and creating that land structure at the end. I'm just going to be waiting for a couple of minutes for everyone to catch up. For those who joined late, the session is being recorded and it will be posted online on Palak Art Studio website as well as the YouTube channel. The link has all the details. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me and I'll address them. If there are some specific topics that some of you would like to paint, please let me know in the chat section. I'd love to know your ideas and we can probably do some of that in the upcoming free lessons. For the land section, make sure the glue is completely dry. If it's not, please wait for it to dry before you proceed to the section. We will be now going in with our black to create our land. I'm doing the outline right now. And then we'll be filling that all up. Using my thicker brush, I'm going in and just filling out that outline. I'm just going to go ahead and fill that blank section here that got left behind when I added the black paint. We will be adding a bit of foliage on the sides, and also we will be painting a stork-like bird, which will be perched on this section here. So that's what I'm going to be doing next in the next couple of minutes. I will be starting off with drawing my bird out. For those kids who find it difficult to do these narrow sections with paint, you can even use a Sharpie or a marker to do this. However, if you would like to upskill and challenge yourself slightly, I'd recommend using paint and trying this part out. So a bird will be here. I'll be painting a black. We'll be painting this black so it's more visible. I'm using a narrow brush to do this section. I'm now taking my narrow brush and just filling that in. I'll be holding it up. I'm just going ahead and finishing off this bird here. Make sure you're using a narrow brush so that those lines are perfect and neat. Going ahead and finishing off the bent leg of the stalk. If there are any white patches, you can always go over them with a bit of paint, because once the paint dries up, it tends to get a bit lighter if you've not used the right consistency. So you can just go over it once, like I'm doing here. Feel free to add any other things that you'd like to this painting to make it something unique. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add a bit of foliage next to the stalk. This will be done using black as well, because this is a silhouette painting. We'll be using our narrow brush for this as well. This is the narrow brush I'm using. As I mentioned earlier, if you're finding my class easy to follow, beginner friendly, and you're enjoying the class, please be sure to leave me a Google review. It would matter a lot to me to get some feedback. I'll be adding a couple of leaves here. And here near the feet of the stalk. Very simple and easy leaves. Next, I'm going to be adding a couple of longer leaves here. I hope everyone is being able to catch up. I can't wait to see your finished artworks at the end of the session. I'm sure they're all going lovely. I'm going to move on to the other side now and do something similar. You can do flowers, you can do the kind of leaves you would like to do. You can make a bush, a small tree, or you can simply follow what I'm doing. That's fine as well. If you have any questions, please leave them in the chat section. I'm adding a few different types of leaves. Next, I will be adding branches of a tree at the top. We're adding a couple of hanging branches as well here. Just some vines with some leaves. We will be finishing off this painting with a bit of white. We'll be adding a moon, some stars, and just a bit of white in the water body to create that moonlight effect. And we'll be adding a bit of blue as well. I'm just going to take a bit of dark blue and add some lines, just a few random lines here and there. Some can be small and some can be big, and they're going to be a bit wavy to create that watery impact. I'm going to go ahead with some white now. And do the same thing again. Close to where I made those blue curved lines. We'll be also adding a moon here, a crescent moon. And some stars. So for this next step, if you've not done the splatter method before, just go ahead and make a few dots like this. Another tip is to use the back of your brush. So just dip that in paint, back of a very narrow brush, not a thick brush, and do that. And that gives you those perfect round circles. For those who are familiar with the splatter method, you can use your brush, put a bit of white to make it a bit more watery, and then just tap. Do make sure that you keep a piece of paper on your mountain so that the white spots do not come on the mountain or the water body, and then you can splatter to create that lovely starry effect. I'm going to go ahead and add a bit of snow to my mountains. To give it a beautiful snowy-like appearance. We are towards the end of our painting, and I'm just going to be adding white to certain sections here to give that moonlit impact to it. And just add the white on a few of the leaves, a little bit of the land, and certain angles of the bird.